regression coefficient. Since we are finding out on this equation is regression line on of y on x. So definitely whatever the coefficient we will find here, it will be regression coefficient of y on x. So this is the formulas byx. We denote this as byx. It will be summation xy, summation x into summation y minus n into summation y xy, and in the denominator it will be summation x whole square minus n into summation x square. Now see, in case of regression coefficient of x on y. So in case of regression coefficient of x on y, can you tell me what will be the regression line of regression? The line of regression will be like this: y is x equals to a plus bx, in that form. Okay, so in that case the regression coefficient will become bxy will be, the numerator part will be same, but the denominator part just replace the x by y. So this is called the regression coefficient of x and y. Sorry, it will be by. Okay, so this is the regression coefficient of x on y. This is the regression coefficient of y on x. Clear? So here we have some formulae and properties of line of regression. So we all know that byx. What is byx? Byx is the regression coefficient of y on x. So this is the formula. These are the formula of byx. We can write in this form, which we have derived in this previous topic. So n into summation xy minus summation x into summation y by n into summation x square minus summation x whole square. Remember, in case of bxy, there will be y in place of x. See both the formula. In both the formula, in case of byx, the denominator is all x. In case of bxy, the denominator is all y. Okay. Another way we can write, that is covariance of xy by sigma x whole square. Now in questions it can ask like covariance is given, sigma x is given. We can find out the regression coefficient by using this formula. In fact, it can be asked coefficient x bar, y bar is given. Now some values of some data are given of x. So by applying this formula, we can also find out byx. Similarly, by applying this formula, we can find out bxy. Bxy is the regression coefficient of x on y. Also, if suppose we know that the covariance of xy is equals to r into sigma x into sigma y, sigma x will be cancelled out, and it will be r into sigma y by sigma x. So now it can ask that sigma standard deviations, both the standard deviations are given. Standard deviation of x and standard deviation of y are given, and coefficient of correlation is also given. R is coefficient of correlation. So what will be the regression coefficient of y on x? It will be r into sigma y on sigma y by sigma x. If it is y on x, then y will be in the numerator, x will be in the denominator. Y on x. You can see that sigma x is on y. Sigma y is on sigma x. So sigma xy is what? R into sigma x by sigma y. It is a regression coefficient of x on y. So sigma x is on sigma y. Okay. Now next property is bxy and byx. Both the regression coefficients and are of the same sign.